Hi all, welcome to TCM Education. Day 2 of the earnings season ended. The numbers not that impressive, but a couple of stocks did deliver great news. Again, earnings season is great timing to be a trader. Indeed, there are a lot of stocks reporting each day, so you need to focus or try to focus where the most likely the action will be. Sometimes you will hit the spot, sometimes you will miss. Sometimes in the pre-market you have some clues as where you can go for a trade. Yesterday in the pre-market we analyzed 5 stocks. Out of 5, 2 delivered. The other 3 did not deliver. So again, as you are, we are lonely persons fighting this market, and the question is, can you handle 5 stocks at the open? Of course you can. Can you handle 1? Yes, 1 you can handle. Maybe 2 if you are very experienced. Keep in mind the open is very volatile. Now later, when as the trading day progresses, things will be obviously different. So if I want to recap what happened yesterday, let's move away from this list, which shows one big winner, Tesla. I wasn't even looking at Tesla yesterday. There were plenty of other movers. Maybe it was a mistake. I will keep it on my screen here, and let's look at first of all, let's look at the watch list of the ETFs, and of course the most important one, the S&P 500, closed up 0.33% after basically traded most of the session, most of the opening session lower. There were some ugly rumors as to President Trump wanting to get rid. Let's move to the 5-minute and add the view up. So that's the early session. So at one point came out the news came out that Trump wants to get rid of Jerome Powell. He expressed his disapproval of Jerome Powell plenty of times. The reaction not good, and then Trump said came out himself and he said that no, I don't want to get rid of Jerome Powell, he's fine. Okay, so the market returned. So basically the whole motive yesterday in the S&P, as much as I understood from the media, if there was a motive, basically nothing happened. I mean, we closed up at 0.33. We traded higher from that let's call it spikes or sell-off under the Trump Powell feud. Maybe there isn't any feud, so maybe it was all made up. I don't know. Anyway, we're not S&P traders. We are S&P watchers and followers. Not very easy to follow up on those intraday random moves. But basically, it was a cleaner ending of the trading day, much better than the Qs. The Qs actually ended up 0.1% to the upside. On the negative side, we had clean energy and energy, both of them down like around 1%. On the positive side, we had biotechs and healthcare. And healthcare was obviously the day for Johnson & Johnson. Small cap also delivered 1% to the upside. And financials closed up strong, whatever. Okay, so after watching this uneventful S&P, although a nice reversal from the lows, let's take a look at the big stocks that we analyzed yesterday, starting with Johnson & Johnson. If you remember, guys, those who were watching the video yesterday, we talked about Johnson & Johnson in the pre-market, and we observed in the pre-market this 160 resistance level. If we go to the YTD chart, you'll see that basically we spent the last 3 months under the 160. And this is, those who traded Nike, remember, I think it was 70 at Nike. So those round numbers are important, especially when institutional volume is coming in the first minutes to buy and sell. In the case of Johnson & Johnson, it was to buy. So the stock, sorry, delivered a very nice move early on. Let's now back to the 3-minute chart. And this is, hold on a second, guys, let me fix it. So that's the intraday yesterday on a 3-minute chart. So basically the stock already started above 160. I think there was a possibility to buy at 160. I'm not sure exactly if there was. Maybe there was. Anyway, 160 easy. I mean, the liquidity was probably there. I doubt there was no liquidity at 160. But the move was super fast. I mean, you can see it in 3 minutes. It was up to 160 or nearly 164, and this momentum in the morning with huge upside volume versus the average again was enough to sustain the stock all day. Basically the stock closed up 6% and never put the 160 in danger. It did pull back on some I don't know, profit taking immediately at the open, but then the algos, you can see how beautiful this channel was. You can see higher lows. Clearly this is algo buying. It's not human. And then some pullbacks again. If you look at the chart, you see that there were a couple of great entry points. There was the 160, maybe the 161, which was tested, and then you needed to pay more to take a trade, and you didn't have like clear entry points, maybe other than 163, which was a clear entry point. So overall, not a tough trade in the morning session. Later on, things got a bit uglier. And again, it came back to the VWAP for a reversal play late in the day, but it stayed there like 2 minutes, so it wasn't very easy to get on board with this reversal here at the VWAP. Okay, that's Johnson & Johnson. Now let's move to Bank of America. So we had Johnson & Johnson, Bank of America, ASML, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. Those are the 5 stocks, and Bank of America was number 2, BAC. That's the symbol for Bank of America. And that's the price action. I mean, started, I don't know, weird. We were looking for a trade higher in this stock. I talked about the 48 level. It didn't even make it to 47. So 48 was a range breakout. If you watch the daily chart, let's not spend time on Bank of America because it wasn't worth it. Basically, it did the opposite of Johnson & Johnson in the morning session. You can see this, whatever you can call it, up, down, sideways, then broke under the lows and delivered a nice move under the lows, which is nearly 2% down, almost $1, and then reversed all the way. But again, why would you focus on Bank of America? No reason to focus. So let's move on. Let's move on to let's talk about the stock that there was a clear reason to focus on, and that was ASML. And the reason was that ASML had a huge gap down in the morning on obviously weaker than expected earnings or projection or both, or we don't care. It just started down 8% or 7.5%, and again the round number. So the stock closed at 823 and opened the trading day at 754. And what's closer to a round number than 750 in this constellation? I mean, $3-4 are 0.5% here. So that's a mega mover, a bit spready, but again, this is a this is a mega mover. A $700 stock can move. It can't move percentages wise a lot. It can move numbers wise or cent wise or dollar wise a lot. Being that we are a percentage trader, we can use a strategy here. I mean, 1% here is $7, and $10,000 of equity is 15 shares or something, 12, maybe 12 shares. I don't remember exactly. So if a short here at 750, and I don't think anybody was thinking about buying it, yielded a $3% move. That's a $20 move, but it's only 2%, sorry, 3%, and then everything reversed. So if you're watching and hoping for a mega move percentage wise, that's a failure. If you are trading cents here, that's $20. You can take profits out of $20 no matter how you look at it. But if you trade percentages, this is definitely a disappointment, especially when the stock is coming back up to the VWAP, and probably because of the market, but I don't know why it didn't visit the low and break down, which would have been technically the right thing to do, and instead of doing this, hold on a second, this picture perfect where it comes to the VWAP, fails, breaks down, it did this. Actually it did way better, it did this. So anybody that was short, and I think there was some short covering of those traders that entered the trade early on short, hoping for a huge move. When I say a huge move, is 5 to 10% move. Keep in mind that it already started down 8. Another 10% intraday. That's a total breakdown. So maybe the expectations were too high. It did deliver, but not as much as most of us would expected. Again, the technicalities here worked. Volume was great for a $700 stock. That's I think the opportunity in ASML. I think it faded some traders, but the market was very strong after Trump came in and announced firing of Jerome Powell, and maybe it was behind this move. Obviously, semiconductors are at this point the most important sector. So that's number 3, ASML. Let's move further faster. Talk about Goldman Sachs at number 4. I mean, at one point I was watching this chart and I was thinking, what the hell? It cannot get any uglier. Again, followed up the market, but this is not something that we want to see. I don't want to see, and looks ugly. Let's move on. Morgan Stanley. We have amazing charts. No need to spend even 1 second on GS. Now, what about Morgan Stanley? Let me erase this. Okay, so this is how it looked like. I don't know why I canceled the move down. Again, what happened in Morgan Stanley? A gap down. That was a signal for more downside. Did it act accordingly? So hold on a second. Where can I delete those? Okay. So it came down with a huge gap down. Actually, not a huge, a gap down. Let's call it. But take a look at the price section. So it gaps down to 137. That's a round number. Reverses almost back highs up to the highs of the day. Then goes into the downtrending channel with lower lows. The case for lower highs is not that clear, but they're clearly lower lows. Now, was this move tradable? I thought at one point no, now I'm thinking maybe it was tradable. Again, trading a channel is never very easy. You want to trade a horizontal channel, you don't want to trade a downtrending channel where you have to guess the entry points and the stop losses. So it's more about guessing. Okay, so I don't know, I don't have anything positive to say. And then the reversal on Trump's announcement, pretty much like ASML. And it ended up still down 1.2% again. Sorry. So the number wasn't meaningful. I mean, it can reverse today and make up for this 1.25%. Again, on earnings, this is not a mentional number. It's like as if nothing happened. If we look at the YTD chart, you can see that it left this hammer, which sounds or looks like, I mean, if you don't know the reason why it moved down, maybe because of Trump's, Jerome Powell announcement, maybe, and then the reversal because of Trump's announcement, you may think, okay, there's something very good happening in Morgan Stanley, and I don't think it had to do with Morgan Stanley at all. It had to do with the market moving higher because Trump totally denounced the firing of Jerome Powell, which may happen any second now since he denounced it. So there will be a reason. Anyway, it was obviously a joke. I don't know if he's going to fire him or not. Let's move on to plenty of winners out of our other lists. Let's take a look at the daily power list and spend a couple of minutes here. Why? Because we have here frequent I don't want to say frequent daters or frequent flyers, but take a look. How many times did you see circle on the list? I think a lot. Circle is here, not on a daily basis, but SMR is here. HSAI is here. Wow, this one is for the wrong reason. SADG is here. BMNR is here, but we're not interested. Joby is here. I mean, this is like momentum stock that keep coming in and coming in. Let's analyze two, one of which I talked about also in the pre-market, I think, or mentioned it in the report. Let's take a look first at the big number, circle. I think not Jerome Powell, Jamie Dimon talked about this sector yesterday, and he was actually very positive in his own way. Now let's take a look at the 3-minute chart. Obviously that's a daily, a huge reversal higher back over 200, and this stock, no, it's such an amazing mover. Okay, so that's an IPO first for those who don't know, from early June, so that's a month ago, 6 weeks ago, 5.5 weeks ago. So that's the 3-minute chart. Let me refresh it, and this is how the stock traded yesterday. A gap up. Let's start with a gap up. So gap up is good. Why is it good? Because it puts us as the traders in position where we see a number, CRCL up 2, 3, 4, 5%. It means that there's a reason to look at it. If CRCL is sitting at the 0 line, why would we spend time with it? So basically, now the question is, where do you buy it? Assuming you like the idea of CRCL, and obviously there was a lot to like yesterday. The question is, where do you buy it? So it's not very easy, obviously, but you use the percentage point of view here. Things get way smoother, way smoother. So you can risk 1%. 1% is $2. You can make sense out of it. If you're looking at stop losses, Um, it's very tough to find a dollar stop loss, sometimes a $2 stop loss on this stock. And not to mention the entry points. So we don't have clear entry points. We may trust the VWAP a couple of times, but that also runs away. So the question is, where do you buy it? I don't know. I mean, in retrospect, I can guess an entry point, but I think real time it's very tough to make the decision on the entry point. And that circle, I mean, sometimes the trades in circle are very easy. This time it was, it moved very fast, and also it has those, you know, $2-3 pullbacks in that happen very, very fast. So you cannot trade with the stop loss in the platform. You trade it, you're getting, you're out. So it's tough to manage it with a 1% stop loss. Maybe a 2% stop loss can work, maybe. But first of all, you need to take care of the entry point, and there wasn't none. Having said that, let's take a look at another stock from this list, Rigetti RGTI. I talked about this stock because I've been following RGTI for a long time, and this stock gives us a lot of time the gaps in the morning session. So the gap and then the follow-up and the move up, the stock goes up 30%, huge winner, huge. That was probably the best trade yesterday that I saw. So again, where was the entry? If you missed the 14 entry, you needed to take either the 14.50 or the 15. Okay, so the round numbers are crucial, and if you miss those, that's probably gone. I mean, there were couple of other entries, but again, if you look at this consolidation here, and it broke down to the VWAP, so you needed to have a stop loss under the VWAP to survive. Obviously, the early entry at 14, great, 14.50, not good enough because it pulled back. Then the 14.50 was good. So the second entry at 14.50 with the stop loss would have been at least you knew what the stop loss is. I mean, the stock is only a $14 stock, but very volatile. So if you want to summarize, early entries were crucial here in Johnson & Johnson, in ASML, in this mega mover in terms of percentages. Let's spend time with one more stock, and then we'll close it. We are over 20 minutes for this session. That's too much. Where is it? NewScale. Why am I looking at NewScale? Because it's such a great day trading stock most of the time. Maybe not yesterday, but again, if we look at the price action, super volatile. What killed basically I think the technicalities of the trade yesterday was this sell of anywhere between 11 and 12 that broke the pattern, and then it turned back into the pattern and was tradable, really was tradable. But I saw this event here, and I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to get involved because the pattern has been broken. But it came back. It came back to life with a vengeance on this 44 reversal, and you can see the perfect triangle movement. Take a look at this perfect triangle movement, and the risk here was roughly 1%. Let me check out the risk in a split second. Yeah, maybe a couple of cents above 1%, and it yielded from 44 to 46. So that's $2. That's 5%. So that's again, this stock can deliver great intraday moves. SMR. That's a NewScale power, and if I remember it right, it's in the energy field. Water, again, turning water into energy with some genius formula. Anyway, that's less interesting. What's interesting is that this is a stock that should be on your watch list every day. If you have time, guys, check out also Joby. and the SMMT. We're not going to do it because we are over the 25. We're going to be over the 25 minute mark, and people are complaining for the right reasons. You want to keep those. I mean, we can go here for an hour at least. Okay, so thanks a lot for being here with us. Do like, subscribe, and share. That's very important to us. Do share our videos with your day trading friends, and if you're interested in one of our educational programs, do email us. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video.